There's too many tears. But no, I've never tipped against the Knights.
Yeah, if you tip
Against
the
my better
Knights,
judgment.
so you've only had the chance to hit a full round once this year.
Yes.
Sam Cook will be taking the kickoff from halfway. He goes up high, and Nash Birch getting some good experience out there as Nash Birch. He's played just the one match this season for Lakes, so great experience for him now that they're in front against Souths, and with Chris Adams on the bench. They won their first 3 matches of the year, Souths, and since then it's been a downward spiral. 3 in 5 they've lost as Jay Sullivan dummies and steps and almost goes through.
Lost the ball.
So Souths, this may be just a little opening.
We are, of course, forgetting that South lost some players early on in this game. Their bench has dwindled down to, I think there's one on the bench at the moment. So they can be forgiven for a few points here and there, but certainly at the end of this half, they're going to be very tired out there, especially the forward pack. There might be some holes opening up for the Lakes United backs and their back rowers as well. They certainly love turning the ball under, and maybe we'll see some points later on in the half.
And looks like Jared Edwards' afternoon is done. He's been in and out of the change rooms, but looks like he's gone back in now as Sam Cook takes Lakes on. Played in the match before in the second grade game, which Lakes won. Souths won the first 2 matches of the afternoon, the 19s and the open grade, but then it was Lakes since then. They've won that one, and in this one they lead 32-12. Here's Harrell back on the inside, dumped on his back. A few of those tackles looking like they're going beyond the horizontal, but great defence. Thumping Harrell on his back, and now it's spilt. Jake Lawrence can't handle the pass, and Nash Birch took that one very nicely.
They had created an overlap there, and there was an opportunity gone begging.
And that was that opportunity we were talking about. South, they need to take now that they're 20 points behind, and John Taylor blows the penalty to Lakes, and that compounds the mistake. And good news for Lakes, Casey Burgess is looking like he will come back onto the park after looked like a concussion midway through the first half. And that Lakes bench, as Isaac mentioned before, in stark contrast to the South bench. It's like a war zone.
They lost Ben Rouse with a head knock early. Ben Tupou as well. He was out. It's a suspected rib injury from a tackle, a very suspect tackle. And Jared Edwards with a finger that's all over the shop at the moment, the poor bloke.
May have gone just down the road to Lingard to try and get it put in. Close to the hospital here. As here is Jay Sullivan.
There's always a bloke down the local pub that can put a finger in, surely.
Here's Birch. Dummy half inside the 20-metre line. Lakes pile more pain on here for South as it goes short from Murray to Harton. It's taken 10 metres away from South's goal line. Birch again at dummy half. Goes to Murray. They go the short side. Throws it out. And stepping and going on the inside there was Kyle Kennedy.
Didn't have much room to move there, Kennedy, but he did well.
On the final play. Another slow play of the ball. Birch goes to Sullivan. Goes to the sky and across to towards Craig. And it's gone over the sideline as it come off.
Knock on South Newcastle. Lakes will get the feed, 10 metres out.
Come off for South End, so a Lakes scrum feed, 10 metres out from the goal line. The home crowd really just haven't been able to get into this game today, have they, Isaac? It's been all Lakes. They were up 16-0. It was back to 16-6, and then just as you thought Souths were coming back, it was 22-6, and then they got back into it, 22-12, and then Lakes have piled on the tries. A couple of tries since then. Nash Birch at the back of the scrum. Goes to Murray. Out the back to Goulmer. Here's a chance for them. Lovely wide ball, and it's just been spilled there by Kennedy. And Souths breathe a sigh of relief there.
That would have sealed the match right there, but unfortunately for Lakes, they've just put it down. But here's a lifesaver for the South players. Can they get a try here? Can they move down the field? Can they put two completed sets in a row, start to turn the game?
And their completion rate wouldn't be very high as Tim Christie takes a run through the middle of the ground. And Higgins turns it back for Nilsson to go up the middle of the ground. up towards the 40-metre line. A very, very slow play the ball. I'm
Feeling
surprised
for a penalty.
there wasn't a penalty there as Ben Higgins goes to Luke Higgins up towards halfway. As Higgins brings it across the ground to Pulei. He's played a lot of minutes after those injuries to Ben Tupou and also Ben Roos. As here's the ball to Hurrell. Some space on this near side. Lawrence turned and now it's been intercepted. Kyle Kennedy away, turns it back on the inside to Gagai. And Gagai racing away, they won't catch him. And he'll dive under the posts, and that will be the gain for Lakes now.
I'd just like to point out that was a 100% a forward pass thrown by the Lakes player there. Touch charge wasn't in line with it, unfortunately, and that one's gone begging. But that's the way rugby league. It's all over now, it seems, for the South players, and their heads are down.
Ball on the inside for Gagai forward, but the try
I may be wrong, but I'm 100% sure
has been awarded. I had to look down for a moment, so I didn't get a good look at it, but it was Kyle Kennedy with the intercept, and he turned it back to Gagai, and there was only space in front of him.
Space and speed to burn for Gagai there.
Brother of Newcastle Knights fullback, Dane, I'm pretty certain.
Possibly.
I'm thinking there wouldn't be too many Gagais around town.
Certainly similar speed, as we saw on Wednesday night there, that's Roger. Dane Gagai scoring several tries. I think it was 3 tries, wasn't it?
3 tries for Queensland.
As a New South Wales supporter, I'm pretty sure they're all forward passes and knock-ons, but, you know.
Well, Cooper Cronk held back Frizzell for the first try,
Yeah,
didn't
absolutely, he did. They're all cheats, Queenslanders, and shame on them.
Here's Brad Murray with the conversion. Well, Queensland. Well, this is the thing I think about. You know, they've got the whole Australian side in their side. They should have won 11 straight Origins with the side they've got.
Absolutely.
How did we win one?
Mate,
they're nice of them to give us one.
Yeah, mate, I don't have too much to say about Queenslanders. If there's any Queenslanders listening, have a good look at yourself.
Well, if you're a New South Wales fan, it's the kick downfield. It's all bad because, you know, Wallabies get beat last night. The New South Wales get beat. Knights get beat here in Newcastle. It's just all. If you're a South fan, it gets even worse this afternoon. 38-12, Lakes in front. And they're outdoing what South did to them at Carl Oval.
Knock on.
Back in round 2, we've got a knock on from Lakes.
Lakes player there appealing for a strip, but it's not to be, according to referee John Taylor, as the Souths team gets a feed in good position here to perhaps get some points on the board, and they're going to start to throw the ball around here for sure, and they do have points in them. They can keep getting a couple of these. You know, there's still half an hour to go.
They were the best attacking side in the competition before Lakes piled on 38 this afternoon. Rodemar goes wide to Cook. Had Tim Christie outside him. And now back on the inside, taking the run is Simpson. His legs will be tired after that match for the Rebels yesterday. Rodemar goes wide to Cook, on to Christie. Tim Christie gets the ball and Boyle spilled it.
Another opportunity gone begging on the edge there.
Well, all he had to do was catch and score, didn't he?
It wasn't an easy pass thrown, but
yeah, a little bit high. It was a little bit high from
and
Tim
it was rushed
Christie
as well. There was plenty of time. Well, from my position, 400 metres away, it looked like there was a bit of time, but rushing it, getting excited. It's the tale of South's afternoon here.
They've had a couple of chances in the second half. You sense that they had got over. Makes it about a 10-12 point ball game. As here's Ikanifo, built low to the ground, plenty of power, and he takes it up over the 10-metre line. Birch sits short away, up over the 20-metre line. Souths with the ball. Birch now, giving the ball away this time for Randall.
Dylan Harton there for Lakes, coming out clutching his wrist or his thumb.
Not good for
Seems to be okay.
them. I should say Ben Sam's just running the ball up there for Lakes. So on the park now, the number 17. The ball played by Cook. Hurrell charging it forward. Lakes now. Oh, almost tilted and
Play on, quick play
spun
the ball.
around. There was the number 2
Here's
in
Higgins in
Marcus Boyle. Unable to put the ball over the line a moment ago. Rodemar in it, dummy half, gets it to Simpson, who gets up ahead of steam. Almost bursts through the line. 25 away from Lakes line. Hurrell. Out the back to Heta. Heta goes short to Lawrence. Lawrence gets the ball away to Cook. Surely Cook will go over and South get one back. That's Sam Cook with a try.
That one comes to back all the way to the 40-metre line in their own half with Higgins sprinting out of the dummy half position there. He's been doing that all afternoon, and when he's heavily involved in a set, they're looking great, South.
I don't want to say it, but is there a way we've thought throughout this match, just as South have scored, are they coming back? And then they've just been unable to get back into the contest. So is this the glimmer of hope?
Mate, I'll go out on a limb. I'll say South will win by 12.
So they're going to get 50 to 38. Be one of the highest scoring games I think we've seen. Well, it's going to be, if Willie Hedder puts this over, it's going to be a 20-point ball game with 24 to go.
That's definitely doable.
In the NRL, I would say no chance, but local league, I think that's possible. It's just where the South, based on the way they've played in the opening 56 minutes, you cannot see them winning this game. As Willie Hedder slides that one wide, so it's a 22-point ball game.
If South can complete the next 6 sets in a row, I reckon they'll be in a good position to at least come within a try or 2. But they have to complete. They're just not completing at the moment. They're not putting them back to back.
I think 2 tries and Lakes will get a bit nervous. Another try and it's still around the 16, 18-point mark. So still 3 tries off, but it's all to do for Souths. Brad Murray puts it down and Cook takes it 5 out from his own goal line. Gets it across to Simpson. Another good run from him. He's been good backing up from the big game yesterday for the Rebels. Gets the ball from Rodemar onto Christie going for a run up to the 30-metre line.
The South front rowers have to be commended on their performance this afternoon. They have been putting a lot of effort in, and they've had a lot of defence to do as well. They've got no bench there at the moment. I think they've got one on the bench so far into this half. They're putting a lot of work in, and could that be the turning point for Lakes? Could that be what happens in the end of the game? South's just run out of steam. I guess we'll find out in the next 23 minutes or so.
Simpson with another run there. Higgins away to Hurrell. Todd Hurrell. He's been out there for all of these 57 minutes as Heta stabs a kick down. Too easy there for Kyle Kennedy. Just turned around and took it 15 out from his own goal line, but some strong defence from Schneider. Gagai gets the way to Goulmat. Takes it back to the centre of the park where he's taken. Birch. Short away to Burgess. So Casey Burgess back out there for Lakes, and he's driven back.
Careful, not a penalty here. This is a great set from South.
Great defensive set as bringing it forward is Sams, who gets driven back.
Penalty.
Todd Hurrell just in there. And Brad Murray's going to have to pilot this one downfield. He got a lot on it. Taken nicely at the back by Sam Cook. He's filled in admirably for South at the back after the injury to Jared Edwards. Hasn't missed a beat as Sam Cook at the back. Is Heta going short away to this near side of the ground, and playing the ball was Cook. Simpson with another run. Tireless work. Higgins gets the ball to Lawrence. Lawrence stepping back on the inside. He spots a gap, turns it into Heta, and Heta's up to the 20-metre line. Still going, Willie Hedder. What a run from him. They're 15 metres away. On the back of this, a quick play the ball.
They've got numbers out wide.
Yeah, Hurrell away to Rodemar. They've just got to get it out there. Here's Cook. Gets it to Christie, and a great tackle from Ikanifo. He got up fast and took down Christie about 8 metres out from the Lakes goal line. Goes to Cook. Back to Boyle on the last play for South. He just reefs it high in the sky. Puts up for the lottery, and what a tackle.
Wow, that's a big play.
Absolutely smashed.
He just crunched him and he hasn't moved.
Getting up very, that's the shot of the game there. It was Ben Higgins, was it, that put the shot on?
I believe so.
It was the little hooker.
No. I can't remember. I don't think it was.
We need a replay. We haven't got one. Yeah, it was Lawrence or I think it was Lawrence putting the shot on there. And it's turned back on the inside for Schneider to take a run up inside the 30-metre line. Gets up very, very slowly. And going into the line is Flanagan now.
Just watch the number 9 here, Higgins. Watch for his involvement in this set. He could be pivotal.
There he is, Higgins to Hurrell. Rodemar goes short away to Higgins. And Higgins still going. He's 5 metres away, Luke Higgins. The ball back for Hurrell. Goes long, it bounces up for Lawrence. The ball away, some space out here for Souths. Schneider trying to slide through. He's unable to do so. 5 metres away, just inside this touchline on this right-hand side of the ground. Heta goes to Lawrence, who takes them on himself. Probably about 4 metres out. Here's Jake Lawrence on the final play. Higgins away to Heta. They're going to put the kick in here. Still Willie Heta. Still going. He flings it out the back, and diving on the ball is Chris Adams. Back on the park. Makes his presence known for Lakes as Goulmare takes a run outside the 10.
19 minutes to go, and that's not what South wanted there. They needed to put it in there, try and get the repeat set, but didn't come up with it as a half a gap opens up.
They're sliding through.
Could be a penalty.
Another slow play, the ball. The run there was Sean Boss, who's come back on, and Ikanifo getting his hands dirty now. Inside the 40-metre line for Lakes. Adams out of dummy half. Goes to Murray. Back to Sachs, who got it wide. Over on this near side for Kyle Kennedy. Gagai, who scored this afternoon, that runaway. Murray, a little bit of a pickle here. He's taken towards the sideline. Brad Murray will probably be dumped over. He flicks it back into the middle, and Gagai picks it up, who's gone into touch. I thought his hand did go into touch there. Good decision from the touch judge. And Jacob Gagai is in a little bit of strife here. So he's put in over the sideline.
Gagai looking at pain, getting some treatment on the knee, it seems. The right knee. He seems to be in quite a bad position there.
You just sense here, Isaac, the difference between these two sides are when Souths have had their opportunities in the second half. They didn't have many in the first, but in the second half, we've seen it. Souths just have been unable to break through the Lakes defence. And I don't think that's... it's probably not an issue. Their attack probably needs to improve, but Lakes' defence has been outstanding.
It has, and Lakes are playing a brand of football now where they're defending their lead, and that's a hard brand to play. You don't want to have to play in that type of football as South coming to attack.
Here's Lawrence almost bursting through, going down towards the line. Can he spin and get it down, Lawrence? South players think he has. Does John Taylor know? He's saying he's held up. He plays the ball quickly, gets it away to Fapulio. He's trying to reach out. He's just short of the line here. Souths, they need to score here if there are any chance. Here's Hurrell, wide to Rodemar. They've got numbers out to the left. Cook stepping back into the middle. A great shot out there. That's that defence we're talking about from Lakes.
Last tackle.
And here's the stabbing kick in and taken by Burgess. Casey Burgess getting back.
Another
and
poor
Lakes,
last tackle option there.
It's disappointing stuff, and Goulmare out of dummy half runs it to the teeth of the South's defence. It's just the difference, isn't it, Isaac? The Premiers, the defending Premiers, just showing their class in this second half.
The polish. It's all about the polish here for the Lakeside. Every set is polished off by Murray or Sullivan as Murray takes the ball forward, gets an offload.
Turns it back to Ben Sams, who was surging up over halfway. Chris Adams into dummy half. He'll go for a scamper, and he almost goes straight through Chris Adams. Just come onto the field. Nash Birch is still out there for Lakes. Dane Noonan deciding to keep him out there. Just going up and taking it. Marcus Boyle taking in the air.
Bit of a half a push and shove. No, I'll walk away.
And now inside the final 16 minutes. They need 22 points, Souths. Just that for and against as well, Isaac. It's so important come finals time if you're going to make that top 5.
Absolutely, 1v4, and it's a tight comp as well, especially up that top of the table there.
Just shows you how tight it is. Lakes have had 2 draws this season, and there's been 4 in the competition so far. South take off, ball on the inside of Tim Christie, who all of a sudden's found some space, and he's taken 10 metres from the goal line. About 10 in from that far sideline. Higgins rings it across to Rodemar. Hurrell gets absolutely hammered.
That's the hit of the year.
Chris Adams.
Wow.
Willie Hetter now on the ball. Chris Adams, the Little Lakes hooker, has smashed South's captain.
That was a forward pass.
As here's Simpson trying to get through. Can he score? Today we've got a penalty to South.
What about that shot?
That's one of the best hits I've ever seen.
Tell you what, there's bell ringers and then there's that. That was amazing.
Todd Hurrell's just trying to double check where he is. Chris Adams is now having a chat to Todd Hurrell. Having a little bit of a chuckle there.
And he's going to
go for another run, Hurrell. And
Oh,
Adams
another
comes up
great
again.
shot.
Chris Adams with 2 bell ringers. This time on for Puglia. And now it's wide to Schneider, who gets hammered. What about his Lakes defence?
Chris Adams, my new favourite player. This is unbelievable.
He has just inspired his side. And here's Lawrence. Can he break through for South?
He's still talking to Hurrell. He's lining him up again.
For Puglia and Hurrell, 2 men that are so much bigger than Chris Adams.
Keep an eye on Adams here. He's looking for something.
He's looking for his next victim. Here's Hetter. Back Edwards has come back out. Well, that's surprising. Jared Edwards, maybe he's gone down.
Offload.
As it offloads away to Rodemar, who steps
here.
and throws the long ball to Boyle, who goes over and South. They're back within 18 now. But, gee, So Jared Edwards has come back from nowhere. We thought he was gone for the afternoon. He's back with that finger injury. Chris Adams is making absolute bell ringers in defence, but didn't he inspire his side
Absolutely.
there?
They've come away with a try there, South, which is great for them. But I tell you what, as a front rower myself, usually you run at the hooker. You know, you try. You don't want to. You know, you try and get there, so you get a quick play of the ball over the top. But I'll be surprised if anyone runs at Adams again this afternoon. That was 2 great shots.
No one will be going near him. If the hit on Todd Hurrell wasn't good enough for you, the hit on for Puglia was.
Todd Hurrell and Fapulii will be having nightmares for weeks about Adams.
Here's Willie Hetter. He looks like he's got the distance and he's got the accuracy. And it's 22 points now for South. 38-22, 16 points. The difference with 12 and a half to go. Is it possible?
As I said earlier, South will win by 12.
They're going to need 28 points. They're going to need 5 tries. Now, Parramatta did score 5 tries against... It was an incredible Sunday afternoon game a few years ago when Parramatta were dead last. The Tigers led 31-0 with 12 minutes to go, and the full-time score was 31-30. So
wow.
You can score 5 tries in 12 minutes. It was one of the strangest games I think I've ever watched. Here is Cook. Gets the ball to Simpson, who brings it up towards the 20-metre line, and he gets driven back. So he's only 15 out from his line in the end as Rodemar goes across to Edwards. His experience, Jared Edwards, being out there now for South, so it's going to be important for them. It's only his second match back from that suspension, the 12-game suspension, which he copped last year. The tackle on Teton Favielli. South fullback is for Puglia now.
Another good shot there from Adams. heavily involved in defence in the closing stages of this second half.
As Higgins goes away to Heta and now onto Lawrence, who is making some scything runs throughout the second half. John Taylor here thought there was going to be an issue there for Lawrence. He was just awkwardly positioned from the tackle. Higgins puts it on the boot. Gourmet's going to have to go for a run. That's going to sit up beautifully for him. And he gets it back over the 20. He runs at Todd Harrell, put a good shot on him and slams him into the ground.
But quick play the ball.
And now going for a run is Matt Craig.
Still
up
going.
over the 30.
Backwards.
Backing his way down the field, Matt Craig. And Chris Adams gets the ball to the Sacks now. He's up over the 40 and the ball's popped out.
Here's a good opportunity.
And John Taylor says that was fine, and Todd Harrell takes it up to within the 40. So this is South's chance. They want to win.
Here's Higgins.
This match. Higgins straight up and towards the 20-metre line where he was dragged back by Burgess, but another quick play of the ball. Harrell to Rodemar, turns it back to Christie, who goes to Cook, who throws it out the back. Simpson picks it up. Good hands from him. He'll be tired inside the final 10. As Higgins out of dummy half, looking for his second of the afternoon, just can't get there. Pulled down 5 metres out from the line. Rodemar goes to Edwards. Jared Edwards, can he burst through? He throws it out the back and Gagai dives on it. I shouldn't say Gagai. I should say it was Ikanifo diving on it in the orange boots. And that probably, if there was any hope for South, it's probably gone there.
May have just washed away with that final play of that set.
As here's Ikanifo again after diving on that loose ball to Jared Edwards. But he probably didn't have to throw that ball, did he? Edwards out the back.
Could have held it, but if he pulled it off, it would have been a hero. So these are the chances you've got to take.
That's the chance you've got to take when you're down by 16 with 9 to go. Here is Craig getting flung to ground there by Nilsson. And Brad Murray, not one of his best kicks. That's gone straight down the throat of Flanagan, who's going to bring it up to the 40-metre line. Some late consolation tries for South. Looking for at this point. Here is Boyle charging into the line. Scored South's last try, and the last try of this match, Marcus Boyle. As here's Heta, turning it, going into the middle of the ground, where he found Nilsson, and now Harrell goes short, and it's just been spilt by Simpson, and picked up by Gourmet at the back, and South's got to be wary here as he tried to step through them. Brings it up to the 20, and I think that's just fatigue there from Brendan Simpson.
He's been very busy this afternoon.
There's Harrell and Gourmet with a little bit of push and shove, but that's about as far as it goes. Up to the 30 now. Chris Adams out of dummy half, trying to slice through where Todd Harrell was, but they got back South. Surely a penalty there. No second effort. Thought there was, but Brad Murray. Oh, big, strong confrontation there on Randall on that far side. Murray decides to go into dummy half and take a run himself. He goes to Ikanifo. They decide to run it and goes across to Craig. Craig plays it back on the inside and almost stripping over and scoring is Burgess.
Burgess.
Geez, got some pace, hasn't he, Casey Burgess? And he scores his second.
Casey Burgess is a speed demon. He is on fire this afternoon. Nearly tripped and ate the grass, though. Well, that would have been
I don't know whether he fell into a pothole or...
I don't know.
And 42 points to 22 now for Lakes.
I'd say my tip of the 12-point win by South may be out the window here at this stage.
Yes, unless we can freeze time and South can run in about 4 tries.
Well, it is cold enough.
You're exactly right.
Some South supporters starting
but
to leave the ground here.
The first half was a little disappointing from a South perspective. But the second half, it hasn't been fantastic. But
now we've got the
Todd Harrell here and Chris Adams coming over.
Todd Harrell was complaining about, I don't know if it was a stamp on the hand or something like that, probably about 3 or 4 minutes ago in play, complained to the referee, and he's showing the hand right now to the referee. I don't know if it's a bite or a stamp, or I'm not going to say it's a bite. I certainly can't tell from here, but
You'd think it would be a bite, wouldn't it, if he's showing?
I think that's what they're complaining about. I'm not too sure. But Harrell is very upset about it.
Well, the touch judge is coming. Now, in times gone past, it just needs to be cited by someone at the ground and then goes to the judiciary. So I'm not sure when it did happen. John Taylor.
Now they're calling someone else over. Gilmere.
Okay, so this is this confrontation that Todd Hurrell, I just noticed, 20 metres out from... So Gilmere's been brought all the way back from his own in goal. But Isaac, I don't know if you remember, about 2 minutes ago, I was talking about Hurrell and Gilmere just having a little bit of a set to, a little bit of push and shove, but that's about as far as it all went. And now John Taylor's just standing in between the two of them.
Gilmere's very upset too. He's blowing up.
Gilmere is furious here with Todd Hurrell. And John Taylor is standing between the two of them. Chris Adams and Lake's trainer now getting involved.
Touch judge telling Higgins to leave.
Ben Higgins coming in to add a few bobs worth. And now he's coming back again, Ben Higgins. Has he been invited now to the party to chat? So Todd Hurrell, we think, has been either stamped on or bitten. The touch judge and...
I'd say it's bitten at this stage.
Yeah.
Certainly that seems what he's complaining about. They wouldn't be taking this much time for not a bite sort of situation.
And John Taylor... Also, it looks like Gilmere's calmed down after originally going over there and he was furious. So I'm not sure what, as we said, I just thought it had to be cited by the on-field referee and then it could go to the judiciary, but it looks like it has been. It's been all sorted.
Interesting. Okay, so as you said, nothing's really come of that right now, but we'll see what happens after the game with that allegation, if you will, of perhaps biting. As we've stated earlier on in the game, we are quite a way away from the action on that side of the ground. So,
and I'm thinking it was just down in front of us, down Lake's end of the ground, about 10 metres out, as Murray just misses that conversion.
Could we see a fiery end of this game? I
thought Gilmere sort of calmed down there when he went over and had a look at Todd Hurrell and the injury. So we'll see if he has actually calmed down or whether there's still a bit of fire in this one left. As South with a short kick-off, it's not going to go 10, and it will be a penalty on halfway. The issue they were just waiting for John Taylor there was just to make sure that the ball wasn't touched by a Lakes player, otherwise it negates the penalty.
I found that out the hard way in the junior team, in under 8s or something. I touched the ball. I was so excited. I thought, here's an opportunity. And I'm pretty sure I cried after the penalty was awarded against me.
Here's Chris Adams taking the quick tap and going down the short side. Turning it back into the middle for DeSax. Is there another late try for Lakes? This is going to hurt South for and against. They're plus 52 at the moment. They've got the second best for and against in the competition to the side they're playing today, who are plus 62. So this is going to really hurt them. They take 20 off that today. Here's a bit of push and shove.
A penalty.
And it was Dan Nilsson engaging in a little bit of push and shove with Sean Boss. Looks like he's going to take the run here. He doesn't run at Nilsson this time. Gets involved in the tackle, and Boss still pumping those legs. It's been drama this afternoon aplenty. Here's Adams out of dummy half. Todd Hurrell passes off his knees and goes to Gagai, but the ball carrying arm didn't touch the ground, so Chris Adams could do exactly that. Here is Murray. Adams goes to DeSax, who steps inside a couple of South defenders. Tied defenders in the middle of the park before Todd Hurrell puts him down. Adams goes across to Birch, who steps inside a couple. Only his second game this year. He's been pretty solid out there for Lakes. Number 14, he gets to his feet slowly. Bit of a limp. Adams stabbing a kick into the in-goal. Brad Murray after it, but it's just a little too heavy. And it'll be a 20-metre tap for the Lions. Inside the final 5 now.
Final 5 to go. The ground is starting to fizzle out with a few of the South supporters leaving early. But they'll be still looking for points here. They want to protect that for and against.
And the temperature is dropping very rapidly here at Townsville this afternoon. And Higgins down Up over the 40,
Great
and he
shot.
gets smashed, and that would have hurt too. That was right on the cricket pitch.
Surprised grounds can still have cricket pitches on it. It sort of could be very detrimental to someone's health if they put on it like Higgins just was. I mean,
yeah, that would not have tickled at all. Here's Nilsson taking it
surely
up.
there's an OH&S issue there, but
As he's going to get put on his backside. Higgins now. Goes to the ground to Rodemar. Jared Edwards. He's only been on that final 15. So he comes towards the 30-metre line. Edwards, he pops one out the back to Rodemar. Across to Christie. Some space for Tim Christie. He cuts inside. He's made some good runs this afternoon as the line centre, Tim Christie, as Cook. Across the ground to Header. Now Lawrence. Stepping back towards the middle, Lawrence. Now finds Hetter. Good short passing here from South. Hurrell puts it on the toe, and this is going to be too heavy. And over for a 20-metre tap now for Lakes. Not too many 20-metre taps today, but 2 in the last couple of minutes now from both sides.
surprising with that very short in goal they've got there. It seems quite short.
Yeah, just got to keep inside the bike track around the outside.
Yeah, you don't want to end up on that bike track as he kicks
well,
it.
Murray, this is a smart ploy actually, because this, if he had have found touch, slipping over down there was Flanagan, but he picks it up. If Murray had have found touch from the restart, so he could get dragged over the sideline. Here he has Flanagan
Great
pulled
defensive
over
effort.
the sideline.
And those for not familiar with the rule, it's a drop kick from the 20 or just a normal pump.
Just a normal kick from the 20 if it goes over the sideline. It's a scrum feed to your side. And Kyle Kennedy doing the Gordon Tallis and dragging him by the back of the shirt over the sideline there, Jared Flanagan. It pretty much sums up South's afternoon, hasn't it? Just simple mistakes.
Absolutely. I mean,
Too
only
close.
20 points down on the scoreboard. Probably not. Doesn't really respect the sort of game that has been played here today. But as the scrum is fed and put out by Sullivan here to the edge, and here's Goulmere.
Yeah, Goulmere trying to slice through the South's defence up over the 40-metre line. South and West next weekend here at Townsend Oval. That should be a cracking battle if South can. Well, they need to play better than this against West. Up there at the top of the table, depending on that result against Macquarie this afternoon. Here is Adams trying to slice through. He's hitting a heavy shot, and Edwards
has gone high there.
Yeah, Simpson and Edwards in that tackle, and the penalty going Lakes' way inside the final 2 minutes. And Adams takes the tap. Can they put another try on? Here's Burgess. Burgess, that was almost identical to the run. I was thinking, here we go. It's going to be deja vu. Is here. Here's Adams. Here's a short ball, a massive gap, and going straight through is Sean Boss. And Lakes go to 46, and it will be 48 before the end of the game.
I don't think we'll see any more football this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There's 1:32 on the scoreboard over there. What a great game. It's been a fantastic game this afternoon here at Townsend Oval. First versus fourth. And Lakes have come away with the biscuits.
And the last 4 matches between these two sides, South won in round 4 in 2014, 2014. Then Lakes won 30-28. Then 2015, it was South 12-4. The late round 14 in 2015, Lakes won 36-4. And then South 34-14 earlier in the season. So it's been South, Lakes, South, Lakes, South. It's going to be Lakes. The trend is going to continue.
Reading the trend.
And you'd think these two sides would be featuring at the back end of the season. So going on the trend, South expected to win that one. But going off this performance, not so. As Brad Murray puts that one straight through the post. 30 seconds left.
South are in no hurry to get this game back underway. They're happy to let it go.
Brad Murray shaking hands. 20 seconds left. It's just all a formality now. Just going to let the clock tick down.
And that'll do us. 12 seconds to go. They're shaking hands. It's all over.
And already shaking hands with the referee. Just waiting for the clock to tick down for John Taylor to blow full time. And that is full time here at Townsend Oval this afternoon. It was Lakes just too strong. They go to the top. They'll keep their spot at the top of the ladder depending on how West went this afternoon against Macquarie. West's on 12 points, Macquarie on 11. So a win for West. They would have needed to have won by a big margin there to overtake South. So I'm just trying to calculate that. So it's 48-22. So they won by 26. So West would have had to win by 44 plus if they wanted to go top of the ladder. So it'll be Lakes should be at the top of the table. There's no way West would have beaten Macquarie by 44 going on Macquarie's performances so far this season. But Isaac, what were your thoughts on the game? Lakes just couldn't get it together in the end.
No, they couldn't. And South, they come here with a big crowd on Association Day, and it just wasn't the day for them. They had some good opportunities throughout the game, and as we said throughout the call, it was opportunities gone begging in a lot of the cases. I thought Higgins, the hooker there, Liam Higgins for South, was a pivotal player in their game. He was one of the best performers. Simpson as well in the